guess I wasn't going to say anything, but when I heard little Bobby Crowell again,
there you go,
I shared with Art a little earlier how much disillusioned I was, and how I've just recently gotten out of therapy from when I was about the age of 4, and which means Ken would have been about 13. It came at Christmas time, and Mom and Dad made a big deal and said Santa Claus is going to appear. A little 4-year-old kid, I'm pretty excited about that.
He had a beard back then.
Pardon me?
He looked like Santa back then.
Well, I discovered that, I noticed, and it bothered me terribly, when Santa Claus walked in the room and sat down and started passing out some presents, I happened to look down. Santa Claus was wearing my brother's socks. How that ever happened, I have no idea. No, I appreciate all the conversations we've had over the years to, I'd say my big brother, but if we were standing together a little while ago, you saw he's really my little brother. And, I spent 5 weeks with him in the summer before Cindy and I were married. This is 1975. We were in the Philippines. And of course, Kip's standing right over here. One of the things I remember with all the maids, I guess, were out one day, and Ken was at school, and Glenda was out somewhere, and Kip walked over to me and said, and he would have been
really mad at
a little over 3 years old. He said, Uncle Bob, I have to go to the bathroom. I said, okay, well, it's right in there, Kip. He said, I have to go poop. I said, okay, it's still right in there. I paused again, he said, you wipe me? I said, oh, no. Before marriage and before kids. But I appreciate all the conversations we've had over the years. Never any false pretenses. Your home's always been open. In fact, when I called and we dreamed up the story about coming down here, we're trying to figure out how to make this sound right. They were planning, but just canceled plans to come out and see us in October. And Cindy reminded me of the mileage, at least some of the miles were expiring on our air travel. So we'll just call them.
That was a lie.
Even to me? They said, let's call them, just tell them we're coming down and we're going to visit. So I said, well, we don't want to get too close to Thanksgiving. It gets too busy there, and Christmas is always too hectic. Everyone's schedules. So what about maybe that first full weekend in November? Would that work? And they were in New Mexico at the time, and Glenda answered the phone. I was talking to her and said, well, let me call you back. And we get back there. I think an hour later, you called me back. Yeah. And I said, yeah, that'd be fine. Come on out.
You were praying, huh?
I said, sure, if this works, I don't know what we're going to do in any other weekend. So, anyway, seriously, congratulations to both of you. That 50 years of a journey of 50 years of love and adventure is no small accomplishment in today's world, as we notice with many people whose marriages don't last that long, quite frankly. And it's something centered on the Lord, and we've already heard how you raise your family. I mean, I knew all that anyway. But I'm proud to have you as my brother and my sister.
Hey. All right.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Well, if Miss Ray was here, he would surely say a few words, or it might get longer. But, this is a special family. The girls and Ray, they always had so many fun things that they did growing up together. And when I came into the family, I was so blessed because they all accepted me as a sister. And that's very unusual sometime in today's society. But I feel as close to them as I do to my sister. And I thank y'all for that. And then Ken was there when we got engaged, and oh my gosh, I thought he was going to have a heart attack. Ray and I only had known each other for a few months. We had our first date in September, and by November, Ray, we were already talking about getting married. In December, I got my ring, and we were planning to get married in June, and we told them about that, and Ken, he just went all to pieces. It just was not fair because they've been dating and they were not going to get engaged, and they certainly weren't getting married right away. So anyway, he steamed and stewed about it. ran and raved and all this stuff. But you know what? He's one of my favorite people. So we always have great fun together. No, and the only thing is we've always lived so far apart. You know, with Ray preaching, and we went to everywhere but to Timbuktu, I think. And then they did go to Timbuktu. But you know, the times that we've seen these kids grow up together, and we've got to be with them, y'all are so much fun. And it's just been such a blessing to be a part of this family. And we do congratulate y'all.
Thank you.
And they came to our anniversary party this summer, and so that was before we knew y'all were going to get to have one. And I said, what, they're having it in November? They didn't get married till December, what, 11th?
Yeah.
And so anyway, Ray was so disappointed that he couldn't come. But he sends his love. And he loves y'all very much.
Thank you, dear.
He loves you kids too.
No, thanks. Thanks, Francis.